Oh, Scott, thank you for joining me. MFOS as well. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Am I coming through okay? Christine, I'm working on my laptop today, so I don't know how that's working. Is the sound and the pictures coming through okay? Yeah, you can hear me fine. Thank you, Christine. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join us. It's nice of you all to join us. Thank you, MFOS. And is the picture okay as well? Sounds and looks great. Thank you. This is only my second one, and it's totally new equipment this time. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see my face today. I haven't quite got that far advanced yet. So I've got one camera pointing down on my tray, ready to go. I'm also sitting down for the first time because I don't think my poor old legs will stand a while sitting here chatting. What's that, Christine? Why the sad face? Why oh no? We need to see you. Oh, I'll work on it, Christian. I'll work on it just for you. I know, when you look like George Clooney, I get that request all the time, everywhere I go. It's a cross I have to bear, I'm afraid. I'm sure George Clooney gets fed up of people saying, "Yo, Mick," every time he goes out. Oh, if only, eh? So, as you can see at the moment, I've got a small selection of rations. There's one very special one at the top. Well, I'll explain what that one is at the moment. But we'll let a few people come and join us, and then we'll do the one that gets the most votes, one that people want to see me have a go at. Okay, so if we don't mind, some of my regular viewers and subscribers, Christine's here. You're one of my moderators again, Christine, today, if you don't mind. Scott, if you don't mind, I'd like to make you a moderator as well, if I can. I hope you don't mind. You don't have to do anything, guys, if you don't want to. Oh, I can never say that. MFOS, could I make you a moderator, please, as well? Would you be okay with that? Okay, that's just, as you know, when I get going, when I get talking, I'm not going to be able to read down the chat, so I need you guys to sort of just monitor what's going on. I know I can trust all of you, but you never know who you're going to get on these live chats, do you? Well, I hope I can trust all you guys. If not, I can throw you off. Thank you, Christine. So, I don't know how many. I should have a little pop out here that keeps disappearing, telling me how many people are with me. For some unknown reason, it's disappearing. So, at the moment, it's telling me I've currently got 5 joined us. I hope that's right. There's 5 in the house. So. Hi Mark, thanks for joining us. I will behave myself, I hope so, Mark. As I was saying, I've got plenty of moderators in here now, so they'll all sort you out. If not. I don't know how many you're supposed to have. I'm sure you can't have too many. It's like everything else, you can't have too much of a good thing, can you? MFS, thank you. That's good, you know. That's good, you know what you're doing. I've got no chance. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. This is only my second one. Everyone's a big learning curve. Yeah. I have actually asked YouTube, Christine, to any that look suspicious to block as well. Sometimes, unfortunately, that means if someone's just joking or having a little bit of fun with me, it don't come through. I do apologise, but I don't know if any of you have ever tried live streaming. It tells you you can put a list of words that you don't want to appear. I just spent all afternoon typing swear words. I didn't know I knew so many. Okay, I've currently got 7 viewers, so it's going up. Okay, if you don't mind, I'd just like to give it a few more minutes to see if I can get a couple more, and then you can tell me what you want to see this afternoon. I did do a slight change. I've slipped one of the old US in. I've got a lot of background noise today. Hopefully you can't hear it. I've got a neighbour who's decided to do some work in his garden just as I come to do the recording, which I can hear him hammering away. And also about 3 miles away we're having a party in the park. One of the national BBC Radio 2 has decided to come to a park in Leicester. And they've got people like, I don't know, Kylie Minogue, Simply Red, Rick Astley turning up, if any of you know any of them. You can't hear it. That's good, Christina. Last night I heard it from 3 or 4 miles away, so I think the people that were there last night must be deaf this morning. Not shaking your groove thing down at the park today? No, I think I stopped shaking my groove a few years ago, Christine. I think they used to be called discos when I went to them. That shows how long ago. I can only do dad dancing as well. It's not good. My daughter got married a few years ago. Nice big posh do. And when I was taking the daughter to the wedding, as fathers of the bride do, in the car, she just turned around and said, "Dad, no dancing." How's that from your daughter on the wedding day? Although after 3 or 4 vinos and a couple of beers, I think I embarrassed her. I did 1 or 2. Since when do dads ever listen to what the daughters tell them? It's looking like I might have a few thunderstorms to contend with as well. I'm looking out the window. Behind my table is the window, and it looks like there's thunderstorms forecast. We might even get one of them. Dad dancing is what nearly everyone does above 30. I think you're right. I think once the waistline starts going a little bit, that's all you're capable of doing, the dad dancing. Running Man Shuffle, Mark. I don't think I know that one. Maybe you can do a video and post it so we can have a look. I can't imagine what the Running Man Shuffle is. It's not one that I recognise. I probably do it all the time. I just don't know that's what it's called. I've got a retracted message, Mark. Did you just swear at me then? Christine, you don't know the Running Man Shuffle either. Right, okay. Mark, it's beginning to look like you're going to have to demonstrate, my friend. SpongeBob. Oh, gosh. Well, we have a cartoon character here in the UK called SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know if you do over there. Is it anything to do with SpongeBob SquarePants? Scott, you've never heard of the Running Man either. Okay, well, this is becoming a bit of a collective here, Mark. You've set the standard. I'm afraid you're going to have to do a YouTube video and post you demonstrating the Running Man. All right, okay. It's all over YouTube. Alright then, Mark, I'll let you off the hook. I'll check it out on YouTube. I think you've had a lucky escape there, my friend. Unless, of course, Scott and Christine would like to do it for us. Okay. Right, I'm saying, it's currently saying we've got eight with us. Now I have searched for... No one needs me to dance. No, I think we're all in the same boat, Christine. Unfortunately, when you get past a certain age, we think we're John Travolta still, don't we? But the videos tell a different story the next day. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, we currently have 7 or 8 viewers in the house. So, I'll run through what I've got on the table here, and you guys can tell me which ones you'd like me to do. Obviously, I'll go with the one that gets the most votes from you. So, this one I'd like to have a look at is an old French ration. It's the RIE, the French RIE, so it's the non-eatable one. It's the one that comes and you eat cold. And I think this one is the Salad Mexicaine. Gone past its best before, 2021, but should still be okay, I hope. As you all know, they last quite a while. I've also snuck in an old classic. An old chili with beans, the menu one. I think this is a 2019 menu. I'm sure it says 9 on the bottom there. So it's the old chili menu from the US MRE. I've also got one of the first ones I ever did. When I started this, reviewing Lark many years ago, my daughter brought me a Lithuanian one to try. So I've brought back a Lithuanian, going right back to the roots where I started. I've written on the back. This one is the stewed pork with grits. I've always liked grit. I never liked with grit in my food. Now this one's a little bit of a novelty. This is British Army chili con carne, but these are rations, well, meals I make myself. What I do, as you probably know, British ORPs and the United Nations British rations are always 24-hour. I go on a lot of like day walking, don't need 24 hours, so I split them. I split them up, make my own, if you like, single meal rations from the contents of the British Army I've got, or whatever else rations I've got floating around at the time. I forget what's in them. I just leave the main menu on the front. So this particular one is chili con carne. After that, I can't remember what's in them, that one. So, if you could just give me a little vote, please, guys and girls, which one you'd like me to do, and I'll go with the one which gets the most votes. So, Christine, that's a good idea. A lot of random. JG, the UK one. Thank you. Is that my own? That is my own. What I put together from a selection of UK rations. Lithuanian was also my votes too, but I vote for the custom day ration. Patrick, your one. Oh, you've got a lot of faith in me, guys. This really is just something I throw together. But up to now, it's getting all the votes. Lithuanian, thank you. There's one for Lithuanians. So up to now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for my homemade one, 1 for the Lithuanian. Christine, 2 for the Lithuanian. The British MRA is... Sorry, MFOS. Your message is just hiding behind a little icon I've got on my screen. I'll read it through it in a minute when it moves up one. Oh, sorry, it says the British MRE is new to me though. Thanks, Christine. You bumped him up. You did. You did. I've got a very small screen. I've got my glasses on. I'm straining to read it. and then the YouTuber's gone and stuck a few icons on there just to make it even harder. Well, I'm sorry for the 2 that went for the Lithuanian. Thank you very much for voting for that, but I think overall you're interested in my own chili con carne British one. Okay, so I'm going to move these to one side and do the old. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. There's a word you don't hear very often. Custom MRE again, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to keep up with reading your comments, focusing the camera, unpacking everything, and let's see how we go. So hopefully I'm sitting down, which I don't normally do. I normally stand up. I'm going to stand up in a moment, so you'll probably hear me clearer, but for now I'm just sitting down, save on the old legs. Like I said, you should know, most of you should know, the British ORPs are 24 hours generally. The United Nations rations, which was discussed on my last live stream, and I've been true to my word. Some people did say they'd like to see a United Nations ration, so after this I've got a part 1 to upload of the British United Nations peacekeeping ration. So after this live review, if you'd like to just check out that, I'll post that straight after. But some of the contents of this come out of those, and I do regularly go for a day walk. You don't need 24-hour packs. I have an extensive 2 cases of them. So one case is 3 meals, there's 10, there's 30 meals, so I have 60 meals. Obviously it makes sense to break some of those down and turn them into single packs. So I'm just going to stand up. So my homemade custom one comes in a Mylar sealed bag with the front displayed. I do actually seal them. They are vacuum sealed just like the originals to keep everything fresh. There's a Dub C. Just hello Dub, nice to meet you, thank you for joining me. If you missed that, Dub, this is just a little custom ration I make myself purely for my camping trips. Don't sell them or anything silly like that. This is just to have a breakdown, a 24-hour pack, just so that I can use them more sensibly. It does have a tear notch, so let's give that a tug. Seems very strange doing this live. And it's also resealable, just so you can keep any leftovers. So what does this custom made British Mick Green chili con carne actually contain? Straight off the bat, we have a British Army issue cooked rice. So we have a portion of rice to go with that. I've included the chili con carne. Both of these are out of the British 24-hour rations. There is also a little jam, apricot jam. I tend to always put in a wet nap, again British Army wet nap. In this particular one, it's included some hot sauce, and there's a nice little accessory bag where I keep all the little sundry items to keep them dry in case any of these become punctured. So in this little accessory pack I've included, of course, the British Army shovel or spork. There is some tissues times 10 or TPs. I've included a Tutti Frutti drinks powder, plenty here. There is 2 large packs of sugar, For some unknown reason, I've packed in 2 oatmeal blocks. Must have had plenty of spares that day. So we have 2 oatmeal blocks. There is some water purifying tabs, which is just falling out there. We have a coffee, running out of space. We also have a tea. You always need a choice. If you're out, you might want one or the other, so I'll pack both. And as you know, the British packs come with plenty of both. This is a chili powder, just in case I want my chili con carne a little bit more hotter. We have 2, 3 whiteners to go with the teas and the coffee. And of course, what pack won't be complete without some gum? So, this is the contents of the Mick Green specially made single meal pack. I would say now, so let's get these out on a tray, but as you can see, they're pretty much already on. So, I need to make my own MREs. Just grabbing an MRE and making off it. Sorry Christine, I'm going to keep stopping to read. Yeah, exactly how I was, Christine. Like I said, a 24-hour pack. You just go for the day. You don't need up to 3 meals, do you? You don't need 6 teas and coffees. So I just buy these on Amazon and just put them together, break them down to make myself a typical sort of pack. The only thing I ever know I'm going to get though is the chili con carne. The rest I forget. I must have about 20 of these packs knocking about at the minute. So I never know what I'm going to get. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to bring in some of my trusty old friends you see regularly on this channel. Bring in my poison glass. I don't think I'm going to need the teepees. Well, I hope not. I'm only going to need 1 oatmeal block for demonstration. So I'm going to move some of these out of the way. The sugar, I've included 2 because I did include a tea and a coffee. So I'm only going to need the 1. Let's narrow this down a little bit. I'm only going to keep 1 of the whiteners because I will only make 1 hot drink. The hot sauce I might need, the chili I might need, the spoon I will need. So the only thing I've got to heat these up today is I've got a kettle. Normally I do them in the gap between showing you the opening and laying them out on the tray. So if I'm going to start with my hot drinks today, and I think, excuse the kettle noise in the background there. No peanut butter, not a big fan of PB. I do actually like peanut butter, Mark, but that's that came with tasting the US rations. I didn't before, but no, there wasn't no PB in this particular selection, so it didn't get included. I obviously didn't have any crackers handy either. There's no crackers or bread here, but I think with the rice I probably thought that'd be plenty anyway. So I'm going to save the coffee because, as I said, after this I'm posting a 24-hour United Nations peacekeeping, and it's actually halal as well, just to add to the confusion. So that actually contains this coffee, so you can see me review that there. I will do the tea because this isn't a standard tea, not a British Army tea. This is a United Nations tea, so I will do a tea. So opening the tea, as you can see, it's just a normal typical sort of tea bag. I am going to use the whitener. I do like my tea white, so I'm going to go straight how I like it. I'm also going to add the sugar. Now these are large packs, so it's going to get the 2. I think there's 2 in there. Right, I'm getting notice that YouTube are going to run an ad. So I'm giving you forewarning. Some of my viewers, you might get a little advert in 34 seconds. I'm learning all the time. I didn't know YouTube did this. So if ever you get an advert, please bear with me. I'm sure it'll only be a short one. So whitener, tea bag, sugar. I'm just going to give that about 1/2 to 3/4 of a mug. So while that does its thing, I'm going to pop the rice and the chilli into the kettle, because that's the only hot water supply I've got today, because as I say, I'm doing this totally different to normal. So hopefully that works. Hopefully that's a sensible idea, not a totally silly one. So I'll just pop in the rice and the chilli in that kettle there. Let that sit in the hot water. While that's doing that, I'm going to make up the tutti frutti drink. It's probably best as that. That'd be a cherry cobbler. So I'm reading out some of the adverts, some of these, like PB and jam. First time I tried it was a USMRE. Same here, Christine. The very first time I tried peanut butter and jam PB&J was off a USMRE. I'd never had it in my life. It's not a thing here in the UK generally. So, but I must admit, I did like it. For years I thought, what a disgusting combination. But then when I tried it, I had to eat my words. I did actually, and I still do now. I still do now like a nice peanut butter and jam sandwich. Okay, so this is the tutti frutti mix. Supposed to have 500 millilitres of water. This glass is 380, so it's going to be a little bit strong. It's an energy drink, so there's a lot of sugar. So I'll keep that stirring. Which of the British Army drinks do you like best? Oh, it's probably this one, Christine, the tutti frutti. I don't like the cola. A lot of people don't like the cola. Cola without fizz in it, to me, just seems an odd combination. Cola should be fizzy, not still. But I'll drink it, but it's not my favourite. Out of the fruit energy powders, yes, that one, the tutti frutti, the one that I've got here by chance. Okay, so just strain that. Now I'm going to try something. If all the lights go out, so you'll have to excuse me, I'm going to try boiling the kettle. I've got to put those things in there. You probably hear a big flash and a bang in a moment while I blow my kettle up. MFSF, we don't eat much peanut butter here. In my opinion, it's a bit overrated. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I think peanut butter in the UK is a pretty much of a hit and miss thing as well. MFS. Not many people generally eat peanut butter. It's available. Oatmeal block, 40 years on and still great. Yes, I know. I was eating these back in the late 80s and they're still here. And they haven't changed, I don't think. Unfortunately, nor of the biscuits brown. They keep popping up now and again. Susan Green, I don't like it either. Now, Susan Green, is that my wife, Susan Green, who's just come and joined us? If it is, welcome to my live stream. Or if you're not Susan Green, I do apologise if you're a different Susan Green. I don't like PB on its own. It's too thick and it dries. It does actually, Christine, yeah. You do need jam with it, definitely. I grew up in an Asian centric household. Sweets were rarely around. Savoury snacks. Dried cuttlefish. Wow, Mark. Dried cuttlefish. Funny enough, I had some of that only the other day. I tried some new kimchi noodles which I found in the supermarket, and it had some dried cuttlefish. It was quite nice actually in the soup that it made. Sorry, Christine. I'm laughing at my wife. Yes, chick. Right, okay, chick. Don't give our little terms away. Okay, so it is my wife. Thank you, Sue, for joining us. Christine says hi to you there, Sue, as well. I don't know if you can see it. And NJ Maxton's joined us too. So, where was I? I'm getting sidetracked. I'm reading. I'm getting very disjointed. So, I'm going to start off tasting the drinks while I'm waiting for the mains to warm up, which I don't usually have to do. So, the tea that came with this pack is a medium looking tea. It's a typical English breakfast style tea. Most people would know what that is. It's a reasonably decent quality. I wouldn't say it's the top quality, but then again it's not the cheap store brand. A very nice, very drinkable taste of my home, the UK. That's why I've packed it into this ration. I'm also going to take a quick look at my other favourite drink, the Tutti Frutti. Now this is one thing about making your own ration packs. You can pack your favourite items. Very sweet, a lot of sugar. This is the energy drink version. So it's high in calories, just what you need when you're out on exercise and you need a big sugar rush just to keep you going. Try Vegemite sometime. That's very different. Vegemite, Scott. I've heard it's similar to Marmite, but then other people have told me they're totally different. I have got at the side of me an old Australian ration, which I've had for a few years. I'm going to review it in a few weeks. That's got Vegemite in, so I'm going to find out. I will find out what the Vegemite is actually all about. See if it is the same as Marmite. Okay. Just making sure. If I do miss any comments, I do apologise. It's very difficult to. Kevin Smith. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if you was here earlier, Kevin, but I'm halfway through my own custom ration. I don't want to keep going all the way back, but I break down 24-hour British ORPs and make my own individual single meals, and this is just an example of one of those. Ben, hello Ben, thank you for joining us. Same, we're just taking a quick, I'm just waiting for the mains to warm up. So that's why there's a little bit of a delay. Doing it live, I'm sort of, and not knowing which ration I was going to do, I'm sort of stuck with waiting for things to warm up. What I can do while I'm waiting, I can have a look at the oatmeal block. As we've said, been in the British rations for probably centuries. It seems like centuries. I do like them though, I must admit. I've eaten hundreds of these over the years. This particular one's got a little bit broken. Just a round block of compressed oats, typical cookie style. So I'll take a bite. Quite crumbly, very, very sweet, a lot of sugar. They are the sort of oatmeal block you'll either love them or hate them, just like Marmite. I actually don't mind these. They go very well dipped and dunked in the tea. Nice dunking biscuit. Ben, I love Marmite but no to Vegemite. Do you agree then, Ben, with others that they are different, they're not the same? I've not tried Vegemite yet, so I don't know to compare. Christine, I like the ginger oat blocks. Yes, they're nice as well. I do like, though, of a lot of them, something a little bit extra, like a little bit of jam. So I haven't got peanut butter, but I've got oat blocks, so I packed a jam in this particular one. So this is an apricot jam from a British Army ration. I think nice, smooth, Nice smooth typical sort of coat in there. It just gives an old-fashioned favourite, just something a little bit different, a little bit of an extra boost. Sugar rush though, these will be no good for you if you're diabetic. The combination of the jam and the oat block, if you've had sugar control issues, would certainly send you over the top. But for the army, they need that sugar boost, and we all know they burn it off very quickly as well. So go back to the tea just to refresh my palate. Jam with Marmite, Ben. Marmite and PB. I'm reading down some of these. Jam with Marmite. Is that serious, Ben? You don't seriously have jam and Marmite, do you? No, God, a joke. I'm glad you was joking. Although I don't know, there's a lot of people out there who have strange combinations. Jam and Marmite could be something that I've just missed all these years. Okay, let's just have a feel how these are going. I'm just going to reboil my kettle again. It didn't explode and blow up in my face, so hopefully it's okay to boil those pouches inside the kettle. I think I'm getting a little bit sticky. I'm going to open this wet nap. Now, I think these as well, the British Army have definitely got this right. They have to be one of the best absolute wet naps out there. They are huge, stretchy. They're like a face cloth. You could easily wash your face in that. Very wet, very moist, very strong. If you had pour water on it from the canteen, you could use it as an all-over body cloth to wash everything. Very good, very high quality wet naps. They are some of the best out there. I think everyone would have to agree with that. God, he didn't trip my fuse. Fibres are needed to bind sugar so that the sugar is maintained. I'm reading some of the comments there. Vegemite. Kevin Smith likes Vegemite also. Susan Green's going yuck. that's Marmite, I'm sure. Okay. No fuses blown. More importantly, no kettle blown up either. I've got the wife watching. I didn't know she was going to join us, so if I'd have blown her kettle up, I'd have been in serious trouble. There might still be questions when I go down later about what I'm doing sticking rations in the kettle, but shh. What she don't know about don't hurt. Unfortunately, she does know about it. She's watching. Anyway, if you don't see me next week, you know it didn't go well. Christine, if only you knew Christine, she always keeps an eye on. I need keeping an eye on, actually. Rock or something reviews. Hi, thanks for joining us. You've just come at about the best time. We're just about to get the mains out of my kettle, and which it didn't explode on. Okay, right, so here we go. Slightly different to my usual format. I'm going to take out the rice, which feels piping hot, so the kettle seems a good method. Oh, very hot. So this is the cooked rice, Cooked rice, 99%, sunflower oil, salt. That's it, nothing else. I think most of you that watch my videos know I've got a little bit of a bugbear about the amount of chemicals in some rations. This is how I like to see them. Rice, 99%, sunflower oil and salt. Nothing else. Okay, so it's a nice loose grained rice. So very hot. As I said before, I believe rice you have to make sure is piping hot, just for safety reasons. And then to go with the rice, I do have an equally as hot, oh, burning my fingers off to the side there, equally as hot straight out of the kettle, a chili con carne. Hopefully there's room on that plate. I might have to, I think I need to move things around a little. Bring in a bowl, because I think this is going to spill. The two together will be too much for this little tray. And I'm going to empty the chili into a separate bowl. Okay, so there's a nice strong chili smell there. Looking at that, I might have got away with it on the one tray. So starting off with the huge great spork, let's have a look at some of this white rice. Not clumping, stuck together. No, Christine, it's very good. A lot of, yeah, a good meal, good portion sizes. Chili con carne and rice certainly is. So loose grains, nice, soft, not stuck together. It is just as it says, plain cooked white rice. The grains are that al dente, they're not soggy, they're not sticky, they're just cooked. Very enjoyable, very simplistic, but as everyone's had before, plain simple white rice. Now I'm going to, obviously the two go together, but I'm going to have a look at some of the chili con carne first. So I can see mince, minced beef, I can see beans, I think there's a little bit of bell pepper in there, a nice thick base sauce, so let's have a little taste of that. Oh, very hot. The beans, kidney beans, still have texture. They're cooked, but only just. You do need to bite them, chew them. The mince is very soft, but also still has texture, the minced beef. It is almost like a meaty gravy, as opposed to a tomato based gravy, a tomato sauce, but it is lacking a little bit of chili. It's supposed to be chili con carne. It's very, very, very bland, very mild. Luckily, I did pack, I think that's the one, I did pack some United Nations chili powder. So this is a packet of chili powder. Again, this is British issue, just not normally on the ORP. And after this review, I am going to start a review on a full United Nations ration. So please check that out. In there you'll see it comes with some of this. So again, this you need to be very careful. I do know that it's not the hottest in the world. I've had this many times before. It's not the hottest, so I do know you're safe. Mixing a large quantity in there. He says that he's now about to blow his roof of his mouth off, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Just as I thought. It's added a little bit of kick, despite emptying all of that amount. As you saw, it's only just brought the spice values up a little. Obviously have some of the rice. That's the way I'm going to transfer as it was meant to be eaten. Now there is room, transfer that into a chili con carne and rice. So as together. Very filling, very tasty, very enjoyable. Certainly a filler for any troop out on manoeuvres. Or any Mick out on a walk for the day. Come lunchtime, there is certainly enough there to keep you going. Just have a read down some of those comments just so I'm not missing too much. Sorry Ben, going back to one of your earlier questions. Where did the chili come from? It's from the British Army, United Nations peacekeeping ration. I'm going to do a full review of one of those after, so if you look out for the video that comes on after this, you'll see the full pack. I think it's one of the world's largest packs. The contents are unbelievable, what they actually pack in the United Nations peacekeeping. Far bigger than the British ORP. Tabasco sauce from the US. Yes, they're disappearing a little bit now, Christine, aren't they? The little bottles of Tabasco sauce, I don't see them nearly as much as I used to, which is a real shame. They was really good to carry. Personally, I also like spicy food, but not necessarily if the spices very vinegary, like Tabasco. That is MFOS. I have here some hot sauce. Again, this is from the British, and it's very much like Tabasco. I'm going to add a little bit just so you can see. It's very much like Tabasco, and it's very vinegary also. Not the same quality, so I don't know if I can put some on. Let's try a little bit on this white rice. I'm making a right mess. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. So it's like a liquid. This is the hot sauce, again from the British United Nations. And it's also quite vinegary. Despite all of that chili I've added, I can also quite easily add some of that hot sauce too as well. Now I've opened it. So have another try of that. Wonder how many of the people eating those US rations actually ate the hot sauce. And hot diggity dog. I think hot sauce is quite a big thing in the US. So going back to Ben's question, I think in the US a lot of, for sure most troops would be eating the hot sauce, probably the Tabasco. And yes, Kevin, the hot diggity dog, that is my favourite. That is hot. I'm sure if anyone who's tried it, the British hot diggity dog, you need to be very careful the amount you put in your food. That's right, Christine, yeah. I've tried quite a few, and just because it's British, I don't say things are good or bad just because they're British or because they're any other countries. I say as a find, but the hot diggity dog, I do think it's one of the hottest and best hot sauces, and it just happens to be British. To be fair, I think because I've had so many of these British rations, I don't do them justice. they're just like mundane to me now. I've eaten so many hundreds and hundreds over the years. I don't appreciate them like I should. I am going to carry on eating some of this. As I say, these usually do form my meals. I haven't eaten lunch today, so I will use this as my meal while I'm here, if you don't mind. I'm getting a message that the chat has been disconnected. Wait while we try to reconnect it. Unable to connect, please try again later. I don't know what's happened there. Hopefully you can still hear me and see me. Scott says you're not a fan of Tabasco sauce. We never had it in the sea rations. I've only ever had one of the sea rations, so I wouldn't know, Scott. But did they not have any sort of sauces, hot sauces? I don't know what's happened to the chat. There seems to be something gone wrong with the chat. Hopefully, I've still got my viewers. Hopefully you can still hear me. I've got a error message come up. I'm just going to type something into the chat line, just to see if I can get it up and running again. I've just said hi to everybody just to see if the chat starts working again. If I do that, this is very filling, very enjoyable. I do not know what's happened to that chat. We only have 4 viewers now. That is a shame. I don't know what's happening there. So, overall, this is a very tasty, very enjoyable meal found in the British Army packs, British Army range. It does seem like the chat's gone down. That is a real shame. It looks like everybody was having a good chat, a good get to know each other. That's the idea. Now it's telling me ads are going to come up as well. So if you don't mind bearing with it, it says some viewers are going to get some ads in about 30 seconds. Hopefully after the ads the chat will come back on. I don't know what's happened, but I might have to call this one short, unfortunately, because something's gone wrong with the chat. And I do want to be able to communicate with you all. So, currently have 2 viewers I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wrap it up here. That's a real shame. Something's gone wrong with the live stream. It's not my end, it's YouTube. I've lost chat and I seem to be losing a lot of my current viewers. Can I thank everybody that joined me? It was a great practice, thoroughly enjoyed it. I will be doing another live stream. Hopefully YouTube can sort out its little gremlins. So, I'm just going to have to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button for future videos and live streams, which should be coming very, very soon. So thank you all, and I'm going to say goodbye because unfortunately the chat has gone down and the live stream seems to be failing from the gremlins at YouTube. So, thank you all once again, and I look forward to meeting you on my next live stream. So, bye for now.